This is such a colossally weird time to be an artist. Like it's never been like a particularly like normative, like easy time to be an artist, but like we're in a moment when uh, the ubiquity of cultural expression, the ubiquity of certain kinds of technologies means that like creative production, cultural production, performance, art, these are all phenomena that have like just so many more homes, so many more platforms. There's so much more possibility for young creatives and creators than there were 20, 30 years ago. I mean, it used to be like what you had like 7 television shows and like AOL like that. Now, granted, there's like lots of like drawbacks to living in a platform capitalist economy. Like there's lots of reasons to be really nervous about how some of these platforms work. So on one hand, a lot of my students who are dancers or visual artists like go off to work for Apple or Google because these are companies that recognize and incentivize the value of artists and creatives within their ranks. And so like the kind of argument that I heard a lot when I was growing up, which is like, oh, you'll never make a living as an artist. Like that canard, even if it was ever true, is definitely not true right now. There's lots of ways to be an artist. There's lots of ways to be paid for your time and expertise. The thing I would encourage sensitivity towards, first and maybe foremost, is community, affiliation, affinity, how you constellate your network, your friends, your chosen family. As an artist, it can be really challenging. It's not only challenging work, but it's really alienating and isolating sometimes. And so how you hold on to your community, how you hold on to your chosen family, it's not just like, there's not just personal consequences to that, there's professional consequences. The other thing I'll say is that like, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s, and a lot of the dance movies of that era are very, very poor. They're very, very bad. They're really fun to watch, but not take professional guidance from. So there's like, as a dancer, like there's all of this like mythologizing around like you suffer at the hands of the master choreographer for decades, and you get really tortured and hungry and physically and psychically abused. And then one day you've accrued enough mastery to like go become a real artist, and then you abuse future generations of artists because that's like the circle of life or something. So like this kind of mythology about like what it means to suffer as an artist, or to like come up through the ranks. Like there's all sorts of metaphors that speak to how real artists get made, right? And so for the folks who are coming up now who are interested in being creative or being an artist for a living, I would ignore those mythologies and ignore those stories and blaze your own creative path, because we live in a time of tectonic disruption. The ways and means of previous generations do not hold true to you. This is a moment of extreme flux, and that gives me agita. That's really anxiety provoking on some level. But it means because things are so dislodged, that the kinds of careers that are possible now are wildly beyond anything I could ever imagine or advise. So go nuts, go blazingly towards your wildest dreams, and I think you'll probably be fine.